A friend of mine recently did a post about how Madonna, who is such an icon and basically owns the world, is obsessed with Botox and plastic surgery, and kind of raised the question about women and beauty standards around age, and questioning whether to engage in Botox treatments or the facial whatever peels or whatever. And I ended up thinking about that post quite a bit. So I decided to do my own post with my thoughts about beauty and age. So I'm in my mid 50s. People typically think I am 20 to 25 years younger. And I have some really unorthodox tips about beauty. First of all, I think that we need to stop thinking in terms of beauty and start thinking in terms of health and self-care and wellness. So instead of looking to things that are external, that are simulated glow, think about what actually makes us glow. So one thing is getting our angries out. I had a bottle smashing range in my 20s. Everyone thought I was stark raving mad. It's not that I didn't care. It's that I cared about something else more. I cared about getting my angries out. I cared about being happy. I cared about being healthy. I cared about honoring my emotions and not hiding them or stuffing them down. So that was really powerful. I also spoke up and stood up and confronted, even when I was terrified, even when someone had some sort of, power over me, meaning like they were in a position where I needed something professionally, and they were being creepy, sexist jerks. And I knew that if I confronted them, that might mean that a certain door I needed to open professionally might not open. I confronted them anyhow. I followed truth. I put my heart, my soul number one. Why am I talking about that in terms of beauty? Because that was claiming my power, my body, my space, my heart, my soul in this world. And I think that is a huge component of what makes us glow. No, it's not a quick fix. It's not like any of the things. It's not a quick fix. It's not a pill that you pop. It's how you live your life. And then the other thing is to redefine beauty. So instead of, people think beautiful is blonde, I should dye my hair blonde. Or, people think beautiful is 20 years old, I should look like a 20-year-old. Or, whatever it is, redefine beauty for ourselves. So I, in my senior year of college, I had been anorexic, and I would eat like maybe 300 calories a day. I was literally starving myself. I come from a family, from a line that we are big, like we are big bone people. And so the doctors at the time, they weren't doing BMI back then. This is like in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. And they were saying that I needed to be like 135 pounds, which is basically like a skeleton. So I got myself down to 145, still thought I was fat. And it was like I was like freaking bones. And then I stopped, and it was because I was writing my thesis. I went to a college that we had a thesis. And during that year, I gained 30 pounds. And I changed my perspective. I started thinking, wait a minute, why do I feel like I have to be this skinny pole in order to be beautiful? I had not been shaving or wearing makeup or anything. And then in college, I kind of dabbled in that because I succumbed to the pressure of female conformity for a short time. And then I went out of that again, and I stopped shaving. I stopped wearing makeup. I was very self-conscious. It was very uncomfortable, but I went through that discomfort and ended up feeling more beautiful than I'd ever felt in my life. And I was like, 30 pounds heavier, and I did not look anything like what women were supposed to look like back then. It was not cool back then not to shave. And so that's internal work of feeling beautiful. Like, because we can just run after these things that other people decide for us is beauty, and then, I need that in order to be beautiful. Or we can be like, what do I need to do internally to shift my consciousness so that I love myself and I feel beautiful and confident in myself. And then other things are self-care, like coming back to the thing about, instead of thinking about beauty, think about health. So for example, eating a whole foods, plant-based diet, eating organic food. Now, depending on people's circumstances, resources, this may be more or less of a challenge, but as much as possible, drinking organic cold pressed juice, drinking lots of water, getting good sleep, being outdoors in nature, doing lots of physical activity, doing things you love, being in healthy relationships. It's really about living life in a way that is authentic, that is pure, that is in alignment with your soul, with your heart, challenging your mind, growing, evolving. To me, that's what's important. And then wherever that leads you, however you end up looking through that, love that. Decide that's what's cool. I get to decide what's cool. I get to decide what's beautiful. You know what? No one else might agree with me. Fuck them. I get to decide. So that's my thoughts about beauty and age.